Check, check. Check, check. How am I sounding? Pretty decent. It's weird, I always have to change the chat from top chat to live chat in order to actually see what people are doing. This is what I get for streaming on YouTube rather than making the move to Twitch. If you can't already tell, I do like my drum and bass, alternatively sometimes called jungle music. Especially jungle music from older games. There's a lot of PlayStation jungle mixes on YouTube. There's even an N64 jungle mix, which is quite good. Some of the mixes, another random thing I used to do when I was in high school. Actually, yes, high school. I used to mess around with DJing and learned a thing or two about, like, not that I was any good at it, not really, just dabbling with it, but I learned a thing or two about, like, what makes a good mix. And some of these videos that you might find, some of these mixes that you might find on YouTube, it's pretty much just one song plays to the end and then right into the next one, sometimes with an actual gap between them, or it just instantly starts playing them, like there's no transition. Or there is a transition, but it's very it's not beat matched at all. It's nothing like that's fine. It's serviceable. But what you really, when you get a video like that, there's this N64 jungle mix. If you search it, you'll probably see it. It's like the first result. And I was just blown away at how well mixed it was, because the songs like blend together really well. They're chosen really well, specifically when they crossfade between songs, and you don't see that too often, especially with people just uploading cheap nostalgia bait videos of old video game music. Of course, Siva Gunner is an exception to that. Those are high quality rips. So I think today, not going to be a super long stream. I was doing more behind the curtain stuff, as I always am wont to do. I was figuring out what I wanted to use for my photo editor, and I have very strong opinions about it after, I've always used GIMP, the free image editing software, and I've pretty much always hated it. I didn't know better when I was a lot younger, and it was what I was using, a much older version of it. I was just like, oh, it's just really complicated. So of course I don't know what I'm doing, and of course everything is hard, and everything requires searching the specific thing that you want to do. Otherwise it's just like you're gonna be really struggling. because everything is so counterintuitive, and it kind of sucks because well, obviously it's developed for free, like it's an open source project, and that, you know, much respect and credit to the people maintaining it. That is like having worked on a few open source projects, including being an kind of out of nowhere, the like head of a project, just by default because the other person left. Not anymore, thankfully. That is a thankless job. It is stressful, and you really, really have to respect people who are, you know, putting the time in on that. It doesn't matter how good of a developer you think you are. That stuff takes time and effort and dedication, and probably, you know, even people who say, oh, I like developing software, I like writing code, that probably makes up like 20% of the actual time spent making a project like GIMP work. The other 80% is the things that aren't really as fun. So that's all just to say, I don't want to disparage all the work that's gone into it. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty well known that it has issues, but at this point it's so old, all of the experienced GIMP users have figured out how to do things, so they can't really just go and make a redesign. And like a redesign would take people with design expertise, and often those open source projects, it's hard to find people who want to contribute in terms of design, so you're left with programmers who are maybe design isn't their strong suit. But sometimes you can get that programmer mentality of, well, I'm good at programming, so therefore I'm smart and I'm good at everything. Some people are more humble and self-aware of that, but you can get that. I'm not saying that GIMP is that way, but I have seen that mentality take place in multiple situations. There are those rare few people who are great at programming technically and also have a really great like design sense, especially people who like make video games, like, you know, small indie developers and things like that. That's really rare, I would say. But GIMP it's just going to be hard. Like, they can't just change everything because it's going to disrupt everybody's workflow. So they either have to like create an entirely separate flow, and that's like basically they're maintaining two products at that point. And how they want things to work in the UI might not match up how it's implemented in the back end, like the actual kind of the data structures and everything. So it's kind of sucks that's one of the only options. There's also like Krita and Inkscape for like vector graphics, and Krita in my experience is really good, but it's for digital painting. It's not really for image editing. I don't do digital painting really. I just edit images for like thumbnails and things like that. So Krita, you can do that with it, but it's not what it's built for. So I finally, after much research, I did not want to pay a subscription for Photoshop, so I found this really amazing software called Affinity Photo 2, and it's a one-time fee. It has like a week-long demo, but after using it for like a couple days, I was like, this is awesome. Especially when all you're used to is GIMP. It's like, I was just so happy just launching the program and using it. even if I didn't even have a specific goal in mind. It was just so nice to use, and workflow and everything, it worked so well, and the way that they represent, like the way that they model editing images it works way better than how GIMP does it. Like, I always had issues in GIMP with edits being destructive. Sometimes even undo doesn't do what you actually want it to do. Or the annoying things like, oh, you wrote some text and you want to apply an effect to it, and then GIMP is just going to rasterize the text, and now you can't edit the text. And it doesn't even warn you what happened, or really give you a way to, like, change the text, re-rasterize it, reapply the effect. Supposedly there's GIMP 3, but I tried out the preview of it, and it still had a lot of the issues in terms of usability that I just get things done so much faster, even being a new user to Affinity Photo. So that's my little pitch. If you're looking for an image editor that is not Photoshop, that is not subscription-based, Affinity Photo is really, really great for that. But if you're looking to do digital painting, of course, it might not be the tool of choice. And who knows what's going to happen. They're probably going to get into that model where they release like Affinity Photo 3 and you have to rebuy it. But I'm like totally behind that. I don't like paying subscriptions for software, especially when it gets to the point where I can't even track like all the subscriptions I have. But that's like my own skill issue. I think that's enough preamble rambling. Let us do what we came here for, and that is trying out. Today we will be trying out a game called Delta V Rings of Saturn. It's on sale today. Rather affordable price of $4.99 US, discounted 50%. I had my eye on this game simply because I looked at some of the videos and the graphics and it looked really cool. It reminded me a little bit of a somewhat recent game called... Shoot. Every time I know so many games. Oh, why does this always happen? I know so many games, maybe too many, and the result is when I actually want to remember the name of a game, I can't. Well, it has this, you'll see. It'll be obvious from seeing it. It is a physics-based mining sim. Not sure that I'll, be a huge fan of it, but it was on my wish list. It was heavily discounted, and I was feeling like trying something new, so we're going to give it a try. And this will be my first time actually launching it, so bear with me while I figure out how to get it to do what I want in terms of capture. Oh, and it was made with Godot. That's I'm looking at the intro right now while I wait for it to present me with the option to adjust video settings. I believe it has full controller support too. So let's see what options I have here. Borderless window. I do like to see that. Do I get to choose my resolution or... That's so weird. To be able to... I can pick borderless window, but I can't... I don't see a place to actually... Well, I guess if I do that, then I can just resize it the normal way. No. I have to go windowed. You have to see, I'm not sure how I could easily show it, but you'll have to see, I have this, I'm just looking through the options here for a resolution setting. This is all going to be edited out of the final video, so you're getting the exciting behind the curtain action. Yeah, wow. That is so, so surprising. Really? Why do you have borderless? This is what I get for getting an ultra-wide monitor. Forever I am paying the ultra-wide tax. Every single game does not. It's just so nice. I only have a single monitor and it's stretched in front of me. All right, so I have an auto hotkey script that I wrote myself. Obviously copied and pasted as these scripts so often are. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. Okay. Oh no. It's fighting me. What did I do? Oh, I didn't save the windowed settings. That's how they get you. Lovely. Okay. And I better turn the audio down. Turn it way down. We are seeing game. Are we hearing game? Whoa. My eardrums. Let's have don't pause in background. Okay. Let's give these settings a try. So use my auto hotkey script to position this exactly the way I wanted to. Let's see. Oh, good, it recognized my controller. So this is the first time I'm playing this, so let's see if there's any settings we should consider. And I'm not sure, this has controller support, but is it good or is it bad? Looks fine to me.
You have to question everything. Why do people go missing in the rings? The company blames pirates. But why would anyone resort to piracy? There is no money to be made there. No glory. Only fear and, ultimately, death. Why would you choose that life? And why doesn't the company just blow them all up with an orbital strike? Don't tell me they don't know where they're hiding, with that array of telescopes watching everything. The company wants you to be an obedient little drone. Master ever doesn't care if it shoots ice, rocks, ships, or stations. They know that, and they hope you won't figure it out. They aren't your friend. Question everything.
though, a soundtrack which can only be described as Home Depot core. It sounds like those Home Depot commercials, that guitar. It also sounds like an old yeah, I guess it's an old game at this point, not super old. So you see that art style? I love the there's something about a 2D game with non quote unquote retro pixel art with an actual lighting system with depth that I think looks very cool. It's hard to pull off too. Really takes some knowledge of like shaders, and because now that is assuming that this is actually a 2D sprite based game and not just 3D locked to a 2D plane. So I'm not sure about that. Your mining license doesn't check out. Hold your ship for remote inspection. Not really sure what my ship is doing. It's pretty cool, the sound effect. I think the sound is as if I was in the ship. So it's kind of muted. I do that's a nice touch. Because if you were actually like above it in space, you wouldn't hear anything. There's no air molecules. So it looks like I've got RCS thrusters, and wow, that joystick sensitivity. Things in red are broken. Glowing means active. Outline is your remass. Little gauge is capacitor. Watch reactor heat. Burn thrust to cool down. We are going to go ahead and crank up that UI scale. This is always what happens. If it will let us. HUD size. Let's do... Oh, that's just a little bit too chunky. I do like that it changes as we adjust it. Lovely. You know what? It's about time that I actually turn up my own headphones volume. Been having issues where the volume of the game is... It's good on the stream, but it's actually too quiet in my headphones. Oh no, and now my own voice feedback volume is not... It's a little bit much. That is highly distracting. So one moment, please. Check. Check, check. Check, check. Oh, wrong headphones. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. That's a little bit better. A little spicy. There we go. If I'm good and I remember, I will edit that out of the stream, but the recording. But there, let's be honest, there's no way I'm going to remember that. All right. Much better. So with the left thruster, with the left stick, oh, I guess we crashed. We have a bay on the bottom left there. Things can fall out, burn forward to settle. Okay, so the bay itself has a physics simulation. We've got LiDAR, blue and red to indicate relative motion. Transponders are legit ships. No transponders are pirates. Don't fight. It's not a race ship. Stay below 50 meters per second. And we also have a visual feed. I love this cockpit. Red is broken, glowing is active. That's so cool. If nothing else, this is cool just for the simulation aspect of it. And yeah, that really does look like 2D sprites with a lighting system. But it's hard to tell. So you can do it. Basically, when you draw your sprites, you have to add a layer which informs the lighting shaders how, like, the height of things, or you... No, this has to be 3D. I'm just trying to looking at how this asteroid up here is tumbling. Yeah. Well, it looks nice. It looks like it could be 2D. It kind of reminds me of like Factorio's kind of industrial graphics. What are we actually supposed to be doing? It says hold your ship for remote inspection. Oh, I clicked the left stick. You'll have to get proper papers back on the station. So we're holding position now. First, let's check your autopilot orientation sensors. Oh, that's annoying, the mouse. Orient your ship to 0 degrees and hold. Oh, wow, that sensitivity. 90 degrees. Oh, I see. Accelerate to 20. Is the station. Towards the station and edge of the ring. Oh, it says... Oh, the edge of the ring that we're in. Okay. Where is the station? Do we have a map? Oh, it just... Oh, it wants us to go -5. Okay. Constant firing of the thrusters is a little bit annoying. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Is it a dead zone issue? Oh, that's not good. Oh, okay. Let's check the controls. We can toggle between autopilot relative movement, autopilot rotation. Okay. It's fine, I guess. Oh, view from the station. Is that us? Time to check your mining equipment. Excavator. Open it up. Left trigger. Fly towards the ore nugget. I have to actually tap in the direction. I see. the ice rocks floating around. What is that? Are those these? Are these they? I don't much care for the way the movement is working. Let's take a look. That, whoa. Okay, it's auto switching. Please do not do that. We might end up switching to mouse and keyboard. Who knows? Let's tap when targeting for guiding drone. Autopilot relative movement. Press for absolute, tap for relative stop. Oh, press. That's the issue, as I'm not pressing it. Hold your velocity to what rock? So I have to hold it constantly. Huh. I guess I would normally want to just aim and then kind of accelerate forward or backward. I don't like how it works, basically. It's hard to describe, but... So if I aim right, or let's say why I see this as an issue. If I aim 45 degrees... In order to go straight forward, I have to also press the left stick 45 degrees. And then if I want to slow down, I have to press it in the opposite direction. You can see that little cursor. What I want is, I want like up to be in the direction that I'm facing, regardless of what that is. So I always want up to engage my rear thruster. So I guess in order to do that, I have to hold... I honestly don't know. I guess that's just not how it works. You're authorized to fire your mass driver. Wait, why is it going off to the right when I release? Okay. Lock onto something small and shiny. How do I lock onto things? Oh, it's right stick. I think I accidentally pressed it at one point. Can we fit this thing? Not really. That's cool. We actually sweep the beam ourselves. So if we tap, we match... Ugh, I peeked. If we tap, we match velocity to it. There we go. Now we can see it settling in our hold. That is very cool. So we can slow down. That's probably too big. We aim at it and... Manual controls. Ah. we can fire it using the base buttons. Oh, and then we can just fire... See, this is what I wanted. Or that I thought I wanted. Okay. Maintenance system. Astrogate back to the station for your permanent license, or stay in the rings and mine a bit longer. Your temporary license is good for one dive. Okay. I can maneuver between these tabs using the button, right and left button on the shoulder buttons. It's pretty cool so far. I really like the style. The visual style is just awesome. And the sound design too. Oh yeah, I have to use the control pad to look around in the menus. Wow. You can actually turn things on and off. You can transfer power. Slide to transfer power. Don't take power from broken things. What do you mean? Slide where? I don't see anything. I don't see why each of these has a slider under it. Huh. Guess we'll have to figure that out later. Are we correcting for misalignment? I just don't know. Transfer, because how does it make sense to transfer power from a misalignment? It doesn't. Why is wear something we can adjust? So if we turned wear down all the way, misalignment increases? Ah. Okay, so if something takes damage from an external force, we use these levers to try to correct for it at the cost of, or for the benefit of, the two other factors. So it won't make sense until we actually take some damage or some wear. Get this. Astrogator, is that fast travel? Show lost destinations? What is that? Well, we don't have any. We can plot a course. This is so cool. So we've got beryllium, iron. What's PD? What's PT? Is V vanadium? What's W? Look around in this menu. Oh, we can turn on and off the things that we're looking for. Our radar is looking for. That's very cool. This is super cool. I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure, like, it's a little intimidating. It's really cool to just fire up and mess around with all these systems. I could tell that I could sink a lot of time into this. But I'm not sure I'm going to do that right now. I'm definitely going to keep playing for this trying out segment. So looks like this is just showing relative abundance of different materials. But I can't turn H2O on or off. Actually, I can't turn it. Oh, there we go. It's weird. Some of them I can turn on and off, and some of them I can't. and then pilot. This is somebody else, or is that us? Can we zoom in on this? No. Zoom in is called squint and get closer to the screen. Let's try mining a little bit, because I mean, that's what we're here for, right? So we unlock. Do that, and I can just press A. Getting some beeps. Ah. Cool. So you can see that cursor, that green circle. I guess we can't quite get that in there, or can we? I love the reverb. We can slow down time. Let's see what this is. If nothing else, that at least to just shut it up. Interface. Go ahead, I don't know how to do that. Sorry, guy. Is this a pirate? No, they have a transponder. So probably not. Oh, that's really annoying. How, like, what options would we possibly have for talking with them? Hey, maybe it's somebody else's problem. Oh. What's that beeping? Oh. We took them inside of us. Well, it certainly stopped the, There's no way, so we'd have to mass drive it. What? Why did we hit that? Oof. I gotta say, the piloting is quite fun. It reminds me of a game I did not like. I did not like the actual like quest design of, but I did enjoy the piloting mechanics. Outer Wilds. So how many shots of that do we got? Trying to pick one that is more to our size. Bam. I kind of wanted to bash into it. So we're steering relative to the object. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this isn't gonna fit. We crunched it. So how are we doing on like fuel? Delta V. Presumably that's our fuel. Oh, we need to be careful not to not to regurgitate. The mouth on this thing is just really small. We not hit anything? That sweep is really cool. Oh, we've got one right here. And it automatically orients to it. Then we just need to give the command. You know what I want to upgrade? So you can see as I'm using the left stick, that little green circle is moving relative to the targeted object. So that's a really cool way to do this. Just gotta get it in there. Alright, let's stop screwing around and go to where we're supposed to. So let's see what this astrogator is. Plot a course. That was certainly fun. It makes a very good first impression, I will say that. A little bit quiet. Just bump it up a little bit. I love that I click on the screen and it doesn't instantly submit the button that was highlighted. That's a thing that really bothers me with games that you like alt-tab out of. So we've got iron, water, PT. Is that platinum? Oh, is PT platinum and PD is palladium, perhaps? And we have rescued a life pod, which I guess is called an anomaly. And wow, we sure got a lot of money from that. Don't know why we wouldn't just sell. Wow, I'm trying to make... This is a visually dense scene here. We've got multiple parallax layers. And see, this stuff is 2D, which makes me think... No, this actually might be a... It might be a raster. It might actually be a video. The foreground is, I don't think is. I don't know. I'm seeing artifacts as the background scrolls, and it kind of looks like how things look when it's like a pre-rendered video. Obviously, that little thing in the screen is a video. It's got a little bit of like bloom on it. It's a really nice touch. This is a really cool scene for just being like at a station or a dock, I guess. So we're here. What were we supposed to do? Let's go through the different menus and see what there is to see. Okay, so we've got a trading interface. Oh, I love that animation. That's lovely. This game gets points. I really like when a game has very in-depth simulation, but it's not just like programmer art. It's like really visually interesting. I love the glow and the different colors. Maybe not as friendly if you have color blindness, but they did have colorblind options. Those can be hit and miss from what I've heard. So we can buy and sell. And it looks like it's showing us the trend line for how long a period of time? It's showing a peak and a, like, it's showing the minimum and maximum, I guess. Buy the dips. That's always the trick, isn't it? So easy. Buy low, sell high. Repairs. Nothing is damaged enough to need fixing, and we can replace instead of fixing. Wow. That another video that looks really great. It's the gamma is like, maybe I don't have it high enough. I'm losing, or maybe it's just that way to begin with, because I'm losing some of the fine details in the darker areas on my monitor, at least. So we have accommodations. And what does that do? It doesn't really say. It's not really telling me what effect it has. Entertainment establishment. Different places we can stay. Does it simulate our like hunger levels and need for sleep? Oh jeez. The Underside Inn. So it's artificial gravity done by like spinning, I guess. So if you go to the Underside Inn, you're getting the strongest. Great for training. I'm just looking through all these animations. They look pretty cool. This is not gameplay. Now, I'm just not sure why I would do any of this. Like what benefit it has for me, because I'm not sure like what my pilot stats are. Tuning. Huh. So it's a trade-off. Wow, that animation. That is so cool. And it shows, it's showing like how the tuning is affecting its performance and all the live stats. That is so cool. All this stuff is very novel, I would say. Like, I'm sure it wears off at some point, but you know, You gotta appreciate it. You gotta appreciate that first impression. A lot of stuff that we can tweak. Might. Okay. So if you don't like something, you can change it. I am not. This feels very dangerous to to have an act of hubris and thinking I would know at all how I want to change those. Equipment. It also has a user manual. Okay, so we have hard points. Those are where we can put equipment. And I'm sure some high stress can take, yeah, weaponry. Low stress in P14 mass driver. Huh. Absorber. Mass driver. And it's giving us a preview. Can actually load different types of magazine? Okay, it's showing us the stats up there. A lot of this stuff... Okay, what is the user manual? Show. You can see a simulation or you can have it described for you. So then, can we use that to understand what a nano drone is? No. Oh. Nonetheless, there is plenty of equipment. And we can see how it changes. It's not just a matter of get a, more powerful thrust is better. Sometimes you might just want something maybe more efficient or able to be angled more. Because as you can see, these do not gimbal, but this one does. So it gives for a little bit more maneuverability. Okay, I was wondering about the fuel. So it's nuclear fusion, I guess. Liquid thorium-based core encased in a solid shell. Is it fusion? And then ultracapacitor for power generate. So they actually simulate power generation. And there's a power plant. Oh, wow. And an APU. Very cool. I should mention I was playing this. I haven't played it on stream yet. I probably will because it is a game that I like. It is a nuclear power plant simulation called Nuclearis. And me and some of my gaming companions got a little bit into it. Haven't played it in a while. I was waiting on updates because it was a little bit buggy, but I am quite sure I will show it on the channel eventually. We can even adjust the heads-up display. Wow. So there's a lot here. It could be very hard to... But, like, this is one of those games, I feel like, where it's not important to, like, hyper-optimize everything from the start and to play it like you're playing a speedrun. That is a way to suck the fun and the joy of discovery out of a game. And it's just a way of playing that I sometimes have a bad habit of, like, being drawn to. So, gonna try to avoid that. And then we've got dealers. So this is where we can get just new chassis for ships. Wow, and they each have unique art. They're very different designs. Yeah, this looks like 2D. 2D with some sort of depth and material layer that allows their lighting system to light these things up, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a mix of 2D and 3D when we're or when we're actually flying around. And I guess these come with some loadout already. But like, what is the effect? What, I guess it's the number of hard points, the amount of crew that it can fit. Cargo bay as well. Okay, there's a lot here. That's the dealer fleet, is presumably what we own. We can swap it out or sell. We can examine it. Adrenaline booster. I wonder if that's what happens when I press Y. Ah, so there is crew. And they have stats. Whoa. I did not press anything. I assure you. Oh. It's called a dive? Is that because you're diving into the ring? Oh, it's called Rings of Saturn, right? So that we're in Saturn's rings? Maybe I think that's right. So looks like they have some stats here, and we actually don't have any crew currently, so we don't count as crew. But I guess as we add them, they can improve our stats a little bit. And salary, how does that work? Is it, like, what is it paid? And they can also have, okay, they all have affixes, basically, that determines what they're going to do. The affixes are probably what matters, and then, of course, the salary. That's cool. Price prediction, huh? So, like, could you just like hire a team of geologists and sit around in station and just play the markets and just make profit that way without ever leaving the station? That would be cool. You'd have to be able to pass the time somehow. I'm not sure how time passes. Looks like it's passing up there very slowly. Maybe that's why you want to use those services. All right. So that's crew, and then logs. Is that our logs? Our logs. And what is the order? Okay. Interlunar transit. How much does it cost? Oh wait, what's the... Oh, it's showing our current balance. Okay. Wow. This is very well thought out. I'm not sure. I wonder how long this game has been in development. This is really something. They mentioned that, like, we were supposed to do something. Like, how can I save or load? Save and exit to the main menu. Duh. See, this scares me. So, like, what if the game crashes? So we have to do that in order to save our game? Is come in and back out? Whoa, like... Oh no, it starts zoomed in and then it slowly pans out. Yeah, I believe this is a pre-rendered video because you could see as we got really close to it, you could start to see the kind of artifacts, the gaps between the pixels as Godot tries to scale the video closer than it was probably ever meant to be scaled. There's a little astronaut there, flying around, or drifting. Is there some indication of, like, what we need to do? So we can see here, now we can... Like, we had a license, right? Did that just... Was it just taken care of? Like, it's not a service we need to get? Let's just assume it's not, and we can kind of do whatever we want. This also reminds me of a really old game that was on, like, Windows computers called Asteroid Miner. That was a very, very simple game. But yeah, it was, you know, it was as the name suggests. So we can pick different dives, like where we're going to end up and how we get there. So there's manual selection and then there's home and transfer. What does manual selection mean? Oh, I can change these sliders to the right? No, thank you. I didn't want to do that. No. So we pretty much want to do home and transfer. That's a little clunky navigating. Ugh. Okay. Like I said, it's a little bit clunky using the controller to navigate this menu. But that's okay. I'm still trying to understand visual feed. Like where... Why do we have velocity? Can I not kill it? Like manually? Oh. It's weird. Visual feed. You see there's something really bright, right? So like what happens when we turn? The visual feed doesn't seem to change. Is it looking at us? Like where, I don't understand how this is, you know, how this is oriented and like why it's zooming in and out randomly. Can we do something up here? No, not really. Maybe I'll understand it later. Let's try to mine some asteroids. You hear those like beeps and chirps? How do we know where they're coming from? Like, what is that sound? Shiny rocks. Mass Driver actually does have ammo, so one shot is 10 kilograms. For this bad boy. It will last. That's sketchy. It seems like all the rocks are just the wrong size. I have to get a better sense for what fits and what doesn't. Like, this is probably not going to fit, so I should probably do this, right? And then like blast it into a smaller chunk, and then hoover up the chunks. It's not very efficient, of course, the way that I'm doing this. Oh, the circle is our desired velocity, and the diamond is our predicted velocity. So we've like blasted it into smithereens. That's tough. I wish glowing red. I guess it's just like the sun, like the lighting is changing. Got a little piece. Gulp. That's really satisfying. I like the pace of this game too. That's not gonna fit. Oh. Just ram it on in there. No. Not how you want to do things. I'm having trouble understanding how much fuel I have. Transit reserve and transit time. Maybe that helps. So you target it first, you shoot, and you get nothing. I think it highlights them. Can finesse it as you get in close. swear there was another piece. And I really like the physics where there's no friction, because that's how space works. It's frustrating when games don't work that way. Oof. Could have seen that coming from like a mile away. You can see why manual control might have its advantages. Oh, I just tapped A and it immediately turned off autopilot and immediately started boosting the way we wanted to. Like that. So generally speaking, when you destroy something, the pieces go flying off every which way. Which makes it maybe not so efficient sometimes. The way that I'm doing things. Here's a huge one. Are we likely to get more bite-sized pieces? So here's a good question. When do we stop? What are the factors? I really want to know what that constant beeping is, because it's a little bit annoying. We have a reactor temperature as well. Yeah, I really do not understand the visual feed. We'll have to get the hang of that. Don't know what we are looking at, you know? So it shows friendly pilots. Oh, we can hail them. What does that do? Well, I'm scared, so let's not do that yet. We can even filter by minimum value so we know we're not picking up, like, complete junk. I'd love... Why can we select the text? Doesn't seem like something we'd want to do. Why are we still seeing things when I have them all flipped off also? I don't know. Maybe I need to get out of the menu. Forget that start is different then. So we've got a bar down there on the bottom right. What is that? Like that? Is that our RCS fuel? Is that our like energy? Our mass driver ammo is getting lower. Yeah, I'm not sure. And like, how do we know we have enough to get to the destination? So let's try plotting a course and let's see what happens. Like, could we end up getting stranded, for example? So we go out of the rings and we intercept with Enceladus Prime. Isn't that the moon that Barotrauma is set on? It's another game I kind of like. Alright, got a, 13k. Probably not a great haul. We could have probably gotten a lot more, but I was just wanted to see what would happen. And can we see like our fuel status, and do we have to buy fuel, or is that taken care of for us, you know? Like where is that? Maybe we get a full fuel up. I don't know. That would certainly be convenient. Well, I think this has been a good enough look. We've got about an hour now, I think. This has been a trying out of Delta V Rings of Saturn, which is currently and it's Delta V. It's not written out Delta. It's like the actual Delta icon, so symbol. So probably easier to just search Rings of Saturn. But it is going for $4.99 USD right now on Steam. Of course, the regional pricing probably varies. It's on sale until May 20th. So maybe if it looks cool to you, go ahead and check it out. I'm certainly impressed. It made a very good first impression on me. I have tons of games to play, so don't know when I will get around to playing this more, but I probably will because it's quite cool. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Check on the time. Oh, wow. It's, say it's about a good stopping point for me for the night. I was hoping to play a little bit more Path of Akra, but just the way things go, especially when I was trying to figure out a new image editing tool. That means we need stream ending. And I need to get out of this game before I forget and lose all my save data. That is not the only game I have on the list to try. There's another roguelike we'll get to probably next time. that was pretty fun. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say, I guess. I probably will be streaming another weeknight. Who knows when? Possibly tomorrow, possibly the next day. Who knows? I don't even know. Things come up. So I guess that'll do it for the stream. Thank you for watching. And keep an eye out for those videos. Got plenty on the way. Although I guess if you were here to see the actual stream, you've already seen the videos. Because what I'm doing is using the YouTube editor to edit out segments from the videos and then turn those into, you know, like playthrough videos and things like that. Very exciting stuff to hear about, I'm sure. But if you missed the streams, you can always watch the stream archives. Those are in the stream archive playlist. And everything else is in its respective playlist if you prefer that. If you prefer not to sit through a whole stream to see whatever you wanted to see. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.